Hello, and welcome to Seshat's Wisdom, Lesson 1, Karma Currency. Now, before I start this presentation, I do want to introduce myself. My name is Nika, but you can call me Seshat. What is Seshat's Wisdom? Well, amongst other things, Seshat's Wisdom is here to share esoteric and metaphysics knowledge that is channeled, and also, too, to share the insight and information regarding universal law. Uh, there are lots and lots of videos I want to make and information that I think is necessary to share. It was really difficult for me to decide what to start with. And so I decided to start with karma currency. What is karma currency? It's an actual spiritual currency that is existent, not on this realm, but as mentioned, spiritual realm. Karma currency is the only real currency that matters. Your fiat currency, that's nothing. You can get that, you can gain that, you can lose that. Karma currency is the same way, but karma currency is definitely more severe because if you are on this plane and you run out of karmatic abundance, you are kicked off of this plane. Universal law has a lot to deal with your karma currency. Universal law is the energies that govern this realm and any other realm of existence. It's the only true law. And if you understand the universal laws, you'll notice that your quality of life will not only substantially change for the better because you're not pushing against the currencies of energy, but you'll also understand through other means what your purpose is on this plane. What drove me to do this presentation first is not only did I experience something in life that triggered me to write a book called The Tao of Riches, which is available on seshatswisdom.com. And I will leave the link in the bio. You can purchase that book there because all the information I channeled regarding karmatic currency is in that book, along with the hidden worlds of money, different forms of money that you are not aware of, who governs the money, what the highest form of money is, and also other little tidbits that may not necessarily have to do with the topic of the book, but that I just channel and I'm compelled to add. And so you're getting other insight as well from the galactic libraries. I'll also show you how it is that I channel this information, and other people who are spiritually adept channel the information as well. But I don't want to be too long winded, and I do not want to make this video long. The goal is to teach people about karma accounts and what really matters. I want to set people on the right path, on the right focus to get a better or a more comfortable quality of life with a better understanding of the energies that govern this planet. But let's jump right into karma currency. I'm not seeing enough content available online in any form about karma currency, and it's very important. But let's move on to the next slide. The focus of this video is to make you aware of your karma account, to give you insight on the spirit realm regarding money, to emphasize awareness of universal law and money, and to make you aware of how important your astrological chart is. You should thoroughly understand yours. Now, you enter on this plane, this reality, and you get rewarded a body for two reasons and two reasons only. Let's not make it too complicated. You are in this life to either resolve karmatic debt or for spiritual elevation. Note, it could be for yours or another's in the grand design that the fates orchestrate. You'll know that you're here for karmatic debt because some people are experiencing a life that feels like a never ending cycle of just strife from the day they could that from the day they were born or that they had since. It's just everything, series after series of just unfortunate events, or just they're noticing they're experiencing tougher life or ordeal than most. You're here for karmatic debt. Second is for spiritual elevation, meaning you live a regular life. You are going to experience your own levels of strife, turmoil, struggle, things like that. But it'll be because you have to come into this life to remember that you are at a higher state of consciousness. You have to elevate in your consciousness because while you're in your physical body, you can only go up to 13 chakras. But spiritually, you can go to the thousandth chakra and on up. It's never ending. And so most souls manifest to spiritually elevate, but also to obtain a body. This realm that we live on is the only real realm. It's where all the other realms are materialized from. And so we are gods walking on this planet. We are the gods. And of course, I'm going to have more videos regarding that. Let's move on. Karma currency is real. And how you live your life on this plane dictates whether you're accruing it or depleting your karmatic funds. You'll notice some people come into this life at a very young age and they're already experiencing strife, illness, sickness, violation, things like that. When you come from a previous life, you do not know, you don't remember what you did. And it could be because you're not meant to remember, because that's a part of the challenge. But you come into this life with a certain amount of karmatic debt and abundance. You don't know how much of each you have. And so when you come in, you make sure that when you assess something that is good or bad, you use your heart chakra, because quote unquote good and bad is all subjective. Next slide. You have a soul contract also, and this also deals heavily with universal law. It's on my site, seshatswisdom.com, and I'll leave the link to my site in the description because I have painstakingly gone through as many laws as I can find, posted them to my site, and categorized them based on where you may be experiencing the most pushback in life. Amongst other things, you have certain universal laws that are associated with a soul contract. When you come into this realm, your soul contracts, dealing with your astrological charts, and of course, universal law will heavily dictate the attainment, the procurement of karmatic abundance, and also the depletion of it. Next slide. There's your spiritual bank. Now, there is a karmatic account that you have. And just like the banking industry and the transaction industries in this world, you can file claims on your karma. You can ask for requests, and you can ask for certain injustices to be resolved, but leave it in the hands of the fates. As you can see, those two statues that are floating, those beings, they can represent the fates. And the fates are the ones that, if you do feel wrong, you can petition the fates to exact the karmatic repercussions on that individual as they see fit. You can use the fates for everyday life. A lot of people aren't consulting the fates, and they're there for you. For example, if you feel someone wronged you or cheated you, and you petition the fates and you say to the fates, and of course I'm going to write about how to do this, but I'm just going to give you a general example. It's not how you do it, it's just an example. You can say, I ask the fates to for I'm just going to give a general. Say, for instance, you went and you got your car or something fixed. You trusted this person. They did not do their job. And so you're missed out on money. You can request that the fates give you that money back or return it in some form. And you request that and you give your reason and you say, so it's done. Now, I'm not going to say you always will get it, but more often than not, you will, if the fates deem that it is permissible, that it's reasonable. because the fates are the ultimate decision makers. You can't override them. Next slide. And finally, we get to your astrological chart. Like I said, you forget why you come here, especially those of you who are here to spiritually elevate. Some of you are here to convey a message, just like I am, just like other spiritual adepts on YouTube. You'll notice that this knowledge just comes to them. And you wonder why. You're like, okay, how do you know all this? Maybe not everything they say they can find in a book on this realm, but it resonates with you, and that's why you keep watching them. Well, I'm going to explain that in future videos as well. But it's so important for you to understand your astrological chart as thoroughly as possible. Get you your books on them, understand how the planets work, understand what certain aspects of your life mean, and you can also figure out what kind of karmatic debt you have to satisfy. I found out mine by just paying attention to the circumstances that I bump into that are negative. Also, too, I'm going to go into I'm going to make a video about a lot of things, but one thing that came to mind is this whole mystery about what 11, 11, 12, 12, 10, 10, and other angel numbers mean. Okay. I'm going to really go into that because the videos I've seen, they're close, but I'm going to explain to you what I have channeled. And I'm not saying their assessment is wrong at all. They're spot on too about the energies, but I'm going to explain based on my challenging info, channeling what those numbers mean. Okay. And so that is the end of the first presentation. It's an intro, is to dip your toes into the water a little bit, and also to get me ready because of course a lot of things are trial and error. I'm not an expert at YouTube, um, and a lot of this is new to me. But again, as Saturn's energy will push against, I will push back, and I know I will get rewarded heavily. How do I know that? By my astrological chart, which one day I'll share with you so you can get a better understanding of how I came to be. But I know I'm here for spiritual elevation, and I am happy to share Seshat's wisdom. Stay tuned for more Seshat's wisdom.